The opening scene shows a mortuary worker bringing Anna Fritz's body into the funeral home. She had died in a bathroom at a private party. Her autopsy is planned for the next morning. Inside, the worker places her body beside the others, gently lifts the sheet from her face, and secretly takes a photo of her with his phone. Later, Ivan and Javi arrive at the same hospital and ask to see the body. In the lobby, Ivan politely approaches Powell and asks if he has any more photos to show them. Powell laughs and jokes that they look like they're going to a party. Before leaving, Powell pointed to the back and said they should find a more private place if they were planning to do something. He led them to the dumpster area behind the building and warned them not to touch the yellow bin because it held human waste. Javi looked annoyed and upset that Powell had taken them to such a dirty spot. Then he pulled out a bottle of liquor and they started pouring drinks into a few cups. Powell hesitated but agreed to join them, reminding them he had a lot of work to do the next morning. They joked that he should find a different job, but he said he liked working at the funeral home. The three of them raised their glasses in memory of Anna Fritz, the woman who had just died. Powell told them to finish their drinks quickly. Ivan then asked about Anna's body and if Powell would be the one doing the autopsy. Powell said he had already done the autopsy, but Javi frowned and said the body was supposed to stay at the funeral home until the next day. Powell then led them into the hospital. Javi still thought it was just a joke and didn't believe they were really going to the morgue. But Ivan was serious and led the group into the elevator going down to the basement. Inside, Javi started to feel nervous and wanted to leave. He was worried they wouldn't be able to explain what they were doing if they got caught. But the others tried to talk him into staying. Powell then took them over to see the actress's body. Javi agreed, though he said her body felt very cold. Ivan wanted to stay longer to try one more time, but Javi told them they should leave and go to the party. Ignoring him, Powell covered Anna's body and did another line of cocaine with Ivan. Ivan said that everyone dreams of being with actresses who were once famous. Their conversation quickly became awkward. They started talking about what it would be like to attack a dead woman. Powell admitted that he had done that to a young girl before. Ivan asked if he would do the same to Anna Fritz, and Javi joked that he might. But then Ivan said that he really wanted to attack Anna's dead body. This made Javi angry. He told Ivan they should leave right away because he was drunk. But Ivan didn't seem to care. He told Javi that if he wanted to leave, he should wait in another room until he's done, then push Javi in that direction. Javi couldn't believe what he was seeing. Ivan was about to attack the corpse. Shocked and disturbed, Javi said they both had serious mental problems. But Powell didn't agree with Javi and, when Ivan returned, he went out to do the same thing. Javi was the only one who felt something was terribly wrong with what they were doing. Ivan kept making twisted excuses, putting down living women, and explaining why he wanted to go through with it. Just as Powell was about to attack Anna's body, the actress suddenly opened her eyes. Anna was still alive. When Powell saw that Anna was alive, he panicked. The other two ran into the funeral home, where she was lying still on the cold table. Javi was the first to go to her. He gently told her to stay calm, then told the others to get her some water. When they didn't move, Javi got the water himself and gave it to her while the others stood there, scared. He then asked what they should do next, call a doctor or take her to the hospital. Javi then turned to Anna and asked if she was cold. He went to find something to cover her with. Meanwhile, Ivan asked Powell if she recognized them or remembered what had happened, but deep down, they knew she did. Javi came back and gently put a medical gown on Anna, but Ivan stopped him, saying they needed to think things through. When they heard someone coming toward the funeral home, they panicked and ran. Javi begged them to stay and explain, but instead they pulled the blanket back over her face and kept going. They bent over another body as the attendant pushed it in. Anna tried to call out, but he didn't hear her. She was only able to weakly pull the blanket off her face. Javi rushed over to comfort her, but Ivan told him to go into another room and said they would talk later. Ivan was terrified of what could happen if anyone found out what they had done. Ivan said that since Anna was famous, the media would cover everything up smoothly. Javi tried to calm them, saying she didn't know what they had done and hadn't seen them. But Powell was still worried she might tell the truth. Ivan tried to reassure him, saying she wouldn't say anything. Javi didn't care about their argument. He just wanted to go upstairs and check on Anna. He reminded them that everyone thought she was dead and suggested they might kill her to avoid getting into trouble. Javi didn't want to talk about it and didn't care that Powell and Ivan were both involved in what happened. After a while, he left the funeral home and started dragging Anna's body outside. Ivan stopped him, begging him not to do it because he didn't want to go to jail. The only friend still sober asked if they truly understood what they were asking. They were asking him to kill her, something that terrified both Anna and Javi. Javi quickly told Ivan to open the door while Anna begged him to let her go. Then Javi ran to open it himself, but they realized it was locked. Powell had left the key outside. A fight broke out between Javi and Ivan, and Ivan nearly killed him. Before Powell dragged Javi outside, he checked his condition and said that Javi was still breathing but had lost a lot of blood. As Javi grew weaker, with a cloth covering his head, Ivan quietly apologized to him. Ivan suggested that instead of calling for help, they should leave Javi somewhere in the hospital where someone would easily find him. They dragged Javi into another room. As he struggled to breathe, Ivan told Powell to bring Anna in so they could call someone from the funeral home to unlock the door. At the same time, Ivan told Javi what to say if the police asked questions. He told him not to mention the girl at all. Then Ivan and Powell went outside to clean up. Javi opened his eyes, looked at Anna, and apologized. He said he would go get help, but Anna stopped him, warning that if he moved, he might die. When the other two came in, she told them Javi was in bad shape and bleeding. Javi, however, told her to stay quiet. Powell quickly went into the funeral home to talk to the attendant, while Ivan stayed silent. Powell told his coworker that the night shift worker had locked him inside. Powell tried to lead his coworker outside, leaving Anna and Javi alone with Ivan. Ivan checked on Javi, but he was already dead. He tried to revive him, but couldn't do anything, while Anna cried beside Javi's body. When Powell came back, Ivan told him that Javi had died. He explained to the manager that even if they had taken Javi upstairs, he wouldn't have made it because his injuries were too serious. Powell said they would spend the rest of their lives in prison, but Ivan disagreed. He said they would just get rid of Javi's body. Anna begged them to stop, asking if they hadn't already done enough wrong. She promised not to tell anyone. Ivan took charge and told Powell to ignore her, saying that whatever they did next would affect the rest of their lives. The two argued and even tried to convince Powell that they were both equally responsible. If anything went wrong, people would find out what Powell had done too. Meanwhile, Anna climbed down from the table and searched Javi's pockets for his phone. Ivan asked Powell how they could move Javi's body out of the hospital without being seen. He suggested using the emergency exit. When they went back inside, they saw Anna on the phone. She told them she had called her father and only said that she had woken up. But when Ivan checked the phone, he realized she had actually called his number. Anna told Ivan her father was getting help and would come for her. Thinking it was over after her call from Javi's phone, they took her upstairs. But when Anna screamed, Powell had to silence her. Then a call came through on Javi's phone. Ivan answered and realized the call had never connected. Anna had lied. So, they brought her back to the funeral home. Ivan slapped Anna and argued with her after she called him disgusting. He told Powell to hold her down while he went to get the trash can. Powell grabbed some gauze and began cutting it, but Anna warned him he'd end up in prison if he helped Ivan. She said he wasn't a killer and couldn't let Ivan murder her. Anna reminded him she was still alive because of him and begged him to let her go. But Powell kept holding her down. Anna told Powell that Ivan had killed Javi in front of her and never planned to take him to the hospital. Powell didn't believe her and taped her mouth shut while Ivan went to get the trash can. But Yvonne got stuck behind it because a group of nurses were nearby smoking while Powell cleaned up the other room. Taking the chance, Anna pulled off the tape and tried to free her hands from the ropes. Anna couldn't free her hands, so she focused on untying the ropes on her legs. She collapsed to the floor and crawled out of the funeral home, escaping just before Ivan returned. When he saw she was gone, he told Powell, and they split up to search for her. Anna kept crawling through the hallways, trying to stand but falling again. She continued dragging herself toward the elevator. Just when Anna thought she was safe, Yvonne grabbed the door and pulled her back into the funeral home. He told Powell that she was trying to turn them against each other. Inside, Ivan said they would use a bedsheet to suffocate her, even though neither of them wanted to go through with it. Finally, Ivan decided they both had to kill her. While Anna was unconscious and unable to move, they suffocated her. Yvonne placed her back on the slab and they got rid of Javi's body. Powell cleaned the funeral home and morgue, wiping away all evidence from Anna's body. Meanwhile, Ivan left the hospital and dumped Javi's body by the side of the road. Powell covered Anna with a cloth and placed her back with the other bodies. As he packed his things and waited for Ivan, he heard Anna cough. He stepped closer and quietly told her to pretend she was dead, then lifted the cloth. She opened her eyes and looked at him. When Ivan returned, Powell quickly hid Anna and told him to leave, saying he meant everything to him. Yvonne checked on Anna and asked if Powell had finished his work. As they were about to leave, Ivan realized he had forgotten his badge. Powell tried to stop him from going back to the morgue, but it didn't work. When they returned, they found Anna standing there. Yvonne attacked Powell and tried to kill him, but Anna stepped in and stabbed Ivan repeatedly. Powell told her they were about to leave, and she didn't have to do that. But Anna stared at him coldly and stabbed him again,